So to begin, we'll all run in. The healers will be on the front left and front right platforms, with the hunters on the back left and back right platforms. The main group will amass behind the boss, with the tank in front of the boss. And everyone just waits at the beginning until the boss spawns. So what I do on the platforms is where I eat and then tear out ballads and get ready to do Call of Greatness on the tank. So there's the boss. Everyone's in good position. It's important for our captains to not put down their banners in front of the boss to give the tank a clear path. So right now, everyone waits while the tank gets aggro. No one does really any DPS until the tank gets a good solid aggro. Once the first root is killed, or the raid leader calls it, the tank will move the boss back between the two platforms where the healers are. So here's the tank moving the boss, with the rest of the group following behind. Pretty soon, the raid leader will give a command to start switching. What that means is where I am right now on the platform, that means I'm ready for someone to come in and switch. And so you'll see Brandon, as soon as the raid leader calls it out, will come running over and jump on the other side of the platform. When he jumps on, I run off. It's important to wait on that. There's no real rush. Wait for the other person to jump on and then run off. The reason why we do it that way is so that if a root comes, which you'll see later on, the other person won't get rooted because the root's an AoE, and we'll have enough time to get off. And so we'll keep hard mode by having someone on the platform at all times. So now everyone's DPSing the boss, healers are healing, and so forth. And you notice the switching is going on in the background. So here you can see Ellie on the thread, and sorry, on the platform. Once he runs to the other side, that's my cue to go on. I'm right after him. So I jump on, he jumps off. I wait for the acid dot to clear. Once it clears, I run to the other side. It clears in about 3 seconds. It's pretty quick. So you can do really fast switching if necessary. Run to the slide, and now I switch. So now let's talk about what the hunters are doing in the background. So every 10% of the boss's health and ad spawns, you can see it here attacking my platform. The hunter's number one priority is to kill those ads. They should save all big skills for the ads. Their secondary role is to kill the roots that come. And so that's what the hunters are doing. Their primary role is to kill the ads first, then roots, then if there's anything left, do a little bit of DPS on the boss. But again, all their big skills should come from killing the ads. So here we're just damaging, we're doing as much as we can, and the switches are constantly happening. So it's a good idea to move your camera to see your side, so when it's your turn to switch, you can immediately go. So once again, someone jumps up, person runs out, and now he's on that queue, I'm after him, so now it's my turn to go up. So this is just how switching works. It's not a big deal. In a little bit, you'll see what happens when things get a tad hairy. So let's talk about the boss. The boss does a couple things. Number one is knockback. You saw it right there. It's a tank's job to try to move the boss back into position. He also does the stomp right there. It's a big, massive AoE. So when you come in here, I'll make sure that you have a lot of acid defense as well as a lot of melee defense. Now, what happened right there was we switched the sides of the boss. And so if the boss is close to the edge, the tank will switch him, and it's no big deal. Now everyone just transfers and keeps attacking him at the back. Here comes the big hit. There we go. You'll note that your health will get low. It's imperative that you use potions in here. If your health ever gets really low, for example, if he does 2 slams in a row, you're going to need to use pots, as us healers cannot heal through that oftentimes. So here there's a root in the group, so even though this is my turn to switch, I can't because I'm rooted. So there we go, I jump up, and we switch. And so shortly you're going to see me get rooted for a very long time, and how to adjust to that. So here, we come up, switch again, and this is just the fight normally. I believe the tank, yep, so the tank just switched him again, so we all run to the other side, and everything's normal. So hunters, once again, every 10%. Oh, we should mention too, every 10% when the ad spawns, the boss will wipe debuffs. So it's imperative that you put back all the debuffs that you had previously. So burglars, make sure you put on your minus damage debuff because he's melee. Everyone else do all your other debuffs as well. Other than that, it's fairly straightforward. The big thing is the switching. Just pay attention and switch whenever it's your turn. So there's the next one. I jump on, jumps off. I heal a little bit, run to the other side to show that now it's my turn to switch. Oathbreakers, yay, go us. Root in the group, hunters doing their job, everything's going very, very smoothly. Right there, that's a nice job of the tank. When he gets punted, run back in so the person won't move. So now, once again, switch comes, and we're all hunky-dory. In just a little bit, I believe at the 6-minute mark, you'll see what happens and how to adjust if there's a root on the platform. I mean, I guess you can all kind of understand what to do, just don't get on. But there'll be a pretty clear example of it. There's a big slam again. Heal yourself up after that. Hunters took care, and with the melee group, took care of that root. Switches going on both sides. Pretty much nothing really big is going on right now. Just very normal raid type stuff. Heal the tank. So this is the switch where things get a touch hairy from my side. You'll note that everything's fine. One thing about the Acid Dot is it does tear up over time, so you don't want to be in there for too long. That's why we switch this way. Also, if you are not in melee range, you will get punted, and that means we lose hard mode and bad things happen. So here we go. There's a root on me. Now Brandon comes, he jumps up, recognizes the root, and immediately jumps off. That's perfectly done. An ad comes, so the hunters are killing the ad, tank's kind of killing the boss, someone else is killing the boss. Everything is perfectly normal. So the hunters are doing exactly right here, where kill the ad first, and then work on the roots. So you see now, hunters are now working on my roots. We're healing. Now the Acid Dot from my group is getting a bit high. So Brandon comes, jumps up, and unfortunately I get rooted again. So Brandon does what is necessary and jumps off again. So you have to pay attention when you jump on and off. If the person gets rooted, you have to be willing to jump off immediately and ready to do that. But that's why we switch in opposite corners, because if Brandon had jumped into me and I got rooted like that, the platform would collapse. 2 people can be on the platform for a couple of seconds. I think it's like 4 to 5 seconds before the platform collapses. So you do have some time to adjust. You can look at that. But that's how this boss goes. And so you pay attention, switch, and it should be very smooth. Thanks.